Have you ever made fun of a phone when it launched, predicted it to flop, shared memes about it, bashed the phone for its outdated design, and then, due to some unseen circumstances, you not only buy the phone, you end up loving it? That's my iPhone SE story for you. After having used the phone for almost a month now, I can confidently say that the iPhone SE 2020 is the best iPhone the majority should buy this year.
The design is exactly the same as the iPhone 8. It has a glass front and back with an aluminum frame. The very first thing you notice when you hold the phone is how light and small it is compared to today's phones. It doesn't bulge out much and is quite pocket friendly. It comes in 3 different colors: white, red and black. The buttons feel nice and tactile. Has my favorite mute switch, which helps you to toggle from ringer to silent mode. There is a lightning connector at the bottom to charge the phone and transfer data. Still no USB-C. Another miss is the absence of notification light. The iPhone SE has stereo speakers, one at the bottom and one at the front, at the top. They're good for their size and surprisingly get loud too. Sadly, still no headphone jack. Hasn't been an issue for me because I have been using wireless earphones since quite some time now. I have it in this beautiful white color. The Apple logo has moved to the middle now. Overall, it looks minimal and clean.
So let's talk about the elephant in the room. The most beautiful part of this phone. Those bezels.
The last phone with similar bezels which I was using was the OnePlus 3. Since then, I'm using phones with bigger displays with notches. So I was very apprehensive about going back to a world with bezels.
After using the phone for a few days, surprisingly, they don't bother me so much. I've got used to them very quickly. I personally believe that the bezel obsession is only a tech enthusiast problem, and I consider myself a part of it. But we have to remember that the average user isn't so obsessed with the bezels.
The iPhone SE is IP67 rated for water and dust resistance for a maximum depth of 1 meter up to 30 minutes. Yes, so that means you can take calls in the rain.
So one of the better things to happen in this wonderful year of 2020 is the return of Touch ID.
The home button is not an actual mechanical button, but rather uses a software-based one using haptic feedback. With the current world we are living in, with people wearing masks, using Face ID has become a little cumbersome. We have to take down a mask, scan the face and unlock it. With Touch ID, you place your finger and you're in. I love to unlock my phone while pulling it out of my pocket at the same time.
Touch ID has made Face ID seem more like a luxury than a necessity.
The iPhone SE has a 4.7-inch LCD IPS Retina HD display with 1334 by 750 pixel resolution at 326 ppi. It has a P3 white color display with 625 nits of brightness.
What all this means is that it's a good display.
Colors are natural, viewing angles are great. If you're coming from a phone with an AMOLED panel, you might see the difference with deeper blacks and constant HDR missing. But I have not noticed any screen burning, color tinting, banding issues plaguing the OLED panels. It is just bright enough to use in sunny conditions. There is no tap to wake, but you can raise to wake the phone up. Smaller display is good for short sessions of media consumptions. Longer sessions will be better on bigger displays. You do have to scroll more to see more content. Texting does feel a little cramped with the size of my fingers. Editing pics, reading lengthy mails or articles also can be a little bit of an effort.
So it is going to be an adjustment and compromise if you're coming from a bigger display.
The iPhone SE is powered by Apple's A13 Bionic chip, the same chip we find on the iPhone 11, the 11 Pro and the 11 Pro Max. It also has 3 GB of RAM. Simply put, performance-wise, it's an absolute beast. Everything just flies. Scrolling through the phone feels buttery smooth. Not once did I experience any freezes, lags or stutters. From basic task, multitasking, switching between apps, high-intensive gaming,
it handled everything like a champ.
The iPhone SE has a 1821 mAh battery. You get a 5-watt charger in the box. The SE can fast charge up to 50% in 30 minutes with an 18-watt adapter which you have to buy separately. Also supports wireless charging with supported key chargers.
Straight up, the battery is a weak point of this phone.
If you are using it for traditional phone purposes like texting, calling, taking pics, a little bit of social media, a little bit of watching YouTube videos and light gaming, this is going to last you for a day. I was easily getting around 4.5 to 5 hours of screen on time.
The low resolution display with the power efficiency of the A13 chip helps in saving the day for the iPhone's battery to an extent.
The iPhone SE has a 12 megapixel wide camera with f1.8 aperture. Hardware-wise, the lens is the same as the iPhone 8, but thanks to the A13 chip with Smart HDR, pictures in daylight have good details, focuses fast, produces natural, true-to-life colors. There is a portrait mode with all the 6 studio light effects present, but you can take portraits only of humans and not of pets or things. There is no dedicated night mode like we find on the more expensive iPhones, and shooting in low light is clearly a weak point. As for video, we can shoot up to 4K 60fps. Optical image stabilization is also present. Dynamic range is stellar. Video quality is simply the best in the price range. For the front-facing camera, we get a 7 megapixel camera with f2.2 aperture, which produces pleasing selfies with a lot of detail retention. As far as the front-facing camera is concerned, we can shoot up to 1080p at 30 fps.
The camera simply punches above its class. It's a perfect example as to how it's better to have one single great camera rather than having multiple terrible ones. So who is this phone for? Primarily, this phone is for people who are still using the iPhone 4, the 4S, the 5, the 5S, the 6, the 6S, the 7, and probably even the 8. And they just want a phone, an iPhone with up-to-date internals. They don't care about the bezel size, the screen refresh rate. They don't need more cameras or a bigger display. Probably they want to retain the home button. So for an average user who do not care about the gimmicks and just want a reliable phone that will last, this is a perfect phone for them. As one of my favorite tech YouTubers from The Verge, Dieter Bohn says, it's not about the cost, it's about how often you have to spend it. And with the iPhone, you don't have to spend again for a very long time. My friends and family members who are still using the iPhone 6s have received the latest iOS 14 update on day 1. That's crazy. The phone is in its 5th year of existence. So with the iPhone SE, you're bound to get software updates till 2024 and beyond. iOS 14 is a great software with more customization options being added than before, with its unmatched security and stability features. I have been using the iPhone 11 for almost a year now, so when I shifted to this phone, after a few days, I didn't miss anything except the exceptional battery life and the night mode to an extent which is found on the iPhone 11. So if I'm planning to buy a new iPhone online or I walk into a store and I see the iPhone 11 Pro for around 95,000 or the iPhone 11 for 70,000, and then I see the iPhone SE for around 35 to 40,000 with the latest processor, pretty much the same main camera, the same software, then why should I spend more in these times? I also do know that the iPhone 12 mini, which is supposed to be 5.4 inches, is just round the corner according to some leaks, but that again is going to cost you almost double to the cost of the iPhone SE in India. The iPhone SE is perfect for someone who's trying to reduce his phone usage, wants to undergo a digital detox, or wants to become a digital minimalist. Since the phone is so small with a small battery, media consumption, heavy gaming isn't that much fun. So you're gonna use your phone lesser. For a lot of Android users who want to experience the much fabled Apple ecosystem but don't want to break the bank, the iPhone SE is a perfect entry point for these people. So let's wrap this up. The iPhone SE is a great iPhone with monster performance, good cameras, good display, average battery life, Touch ID, guaranteed years of software update in such a small factor. No other phone below 40,000 can be this good and last this long, and that's the beauty of it.